One thing we're hearing a lot right now is that people hate control days. And basically what control days are, if you're not that familiar with Eat to Perform, are days where your carbohydrates are going to be lower because typically your activity is lower. And so what the standard baseline recommendation that we give to people is to start with 100 grams of carbohydrates less than they normally would. Now, we're counseling people to have a moderate amount of carbohydrates on a daily basis, but I think it would be interesting for people to know what Mike Nelson said as we started to make the videos for the Wave Method book that's coming out real soon. And what Mike said, was that on control days, the lowest he'll have a client go is typically around 150 grams of carbohydrate. Now, once again, this is highly individual, but I think that gives some perspective on what people are thinking, because I'm seeing a lot of people that are going much lower with carbohydrates or not listening to what their situation is. And so if you have an active job, if you're doing, a lot of low intensity work, there's a lot of factors that are coming in that you need to listen to. And that might mean upping your carbohydrates on the days that you aren't technically going to the gym. But just because you aren't going to the gym doesn't mean you don't, listen to, signals that you're getting from your body. And so if you hate control days, what do you think's going to happen if you continue doing something you hate? You're going to stop doing it and you're going to quit. So what you need to find is that happy balance. And that's a little bit, I just made a video about trusting the process, but that's a little bit of what the process is. Yesterday, as an example, was a rest day. I wasn't feeling all that great. I ended up having about 300 grams of carbohydrates. April Blackford has about 250 grams of carbohydrates on her rest days. I think you guys are thinking of this as if it's some rigid plan that there is no, flexibility with. And, it comes down to the individual. And one thing that people will say often is, well, my body doesn't handle carbohydrates well. Yeah, that might actually be part of the deal for you, is that your thought process is that there's constantly one way of doing things. The thought process that you're having, sorry about my dog barking, the process that you have trouble with carbs, well, you might have trouble with carbs now, but 6 months later, now you're a little bit more tolerant because you've, kind of change the way that your cells handle that flexibility. So I hope this helps as it relates to control days, because I think that a lot of people are a little confused about that. And if this doesn't clear things up, just hit me up on Facebook and we can have a conversation about it.